Zoomer Radio, AM 740, downtown FM 96.7. Paul McCartney and Wings Band on the Run. Happy gang here. We're all hungry, frankly, because our friend Andy Elder here from Grill Time is, he's all he's done since he sat down in the room is talk about food. And that's okay, because when it comes to grilling anything, like you mentioned a little bit while ago, 35-year restaurant career before you opened Grill Time?
Yeah, I know. And you look at me and you think I was 6 when I started.
I was going to say that.
Easily.
I was 16 when I worked got my first restaurant job. And once the industry's in your blood, it can stay there forever. I think everyone should try it. I think the restaurant industry is a great training ground for sales and human interaction and customer service. I think everyone should get that. But if it's in your blood, you can't ever get rid of it.
One of the things that I don't do nearly as much as I probably should, I don't make stuff at home that's got chicken in it because I screw up the chicken more times than not. It either comes out too dry or it comes out where I haven't quite cooked it enough. Is there what's the trick? There's got to be like a magic caramel inside the caramel bar secret that I just don't know about.
Yeah, caramel and chicken. I'm not feeling that. But so let's talk about, we're going to go through the process of grilling the perfect chicken breast.
Okay, all right.
So let's a few fundamental basic things here. A barbecue, when you turn it on and you max it up, and let's say it gets up to about 600 or 700 degrees. If you cook your chicken breast on that grill at that temperature, it will be so overcooked on the outside by the time it has to be cooked through to the middle. It has to be well done. It'll be so overcooked on the outside, it won't be an enjoyable experience. So my advice or my coaching to people who want to cook chicken is, I'll just sort of take you through the steps. One, get really nice grill marks. I love crossed, like the diamond grill marks. And, my philosophy on that is 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I rotate, you point the meat at 10 directionally. Sure. And after about only a minute, rotate it to 2. And that's the presentation side of your chicken that you've done that with. Right. And then turn it over. Yep. And now we're searing the underside. Okay. But we're not worried so much about the grill marks on the underside. And then, to me, the absolute best thing to do is to take that chicken, move it off of the grill, and move it up to your upper shelf.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know what to do with that warming rack or whatever we're calling that, that upper shelf.
Yeah, because they figure if I'm not doing burgers, that's where I would put the bun. And if I'm not doing burgers, what's that shelf for?
So imagine, if you will, that chicken is grill marked. It's nicely seared on the outside, but we want to cook it through. The trick is to not do it and not continue to do it at too high a temperature. So what I love to do, and I ask people to do, is try this. Move it up to the upper shelf. Turn your burners kind of low to medium low. Try and create under the lid of the barbecue, something around 375 to 400 degrees.
Right.
And now, instead of cooking it on direct flame on the grill, we're really just using the barbecue as a heat source, almost like an oven. The lid's closed. And now you've got, depending on how big your chicken breast is, you've got probably 15 to 20 minutes of further cooking. Okay.
Huh. And
a couple things. One, Jane, it allows you to walk away from the barbecue. You don't have to worry about it. You can go get yourself a beverage or set the table or go, make a salad.
Right.
Two, it just is now cooking more evenly and slowly, and you're going to nail it. Like it's the best way to do it.
And that's the bone out. That's a boneless chicken breast as opposed to a bone in.
I would do the same method with a bone in breast. Again, the presentation side, the non-bone side, if you will, is what you start with down. But just move it up to the grill, up to the shelf. And if you're going to use any kind of a barbecue sauce, that is the time to introduce it, not on the grill. Sugars in a sauce are just going to burn and make a mess on your grills. When you move your chicken up to the shelf, brush it, you've got, that's when it's going to have the time to caramelize the sugars without making a mess and burning on the grill itself.
Okay, I'm having one of those mind-blown moments here. So I've got the grill, it's heated up, I've got my chicken breast, I'm going to do it long enough on each side of the grill to put the grill marks in, and then I move it to the shelf for 20 minutes.
That's about it, yep. And so the other thing that people are blown away, and I do this when I do my class, and I show people with a thermometer.
Right.
So, 165 to 170 is well done. That's as much as we should cook our chicken to. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is you take the chicken off, you put it on a plate, and you go inside and eat. What you should do is, if you have a thermometer, is take it off at about 155.
Right.
Okay. Let's just. I don't want people to dance too close to the edge of food safety issues.
Sure.
But I would take it off at about 155, put it on a plate, and let it rest. That's really important with anything. If you cook something and you slice it open and it's really hot, what ends up happening is you get a lot of juices.
Just coming out right away.
Whereas if you let it rest, it's sort of like I use my analogy of tea. You don't drink it out of the right out of the boiled kettle. You let it rest for a little while. You let it steep. Let your chicken do the same thing. When I do this with a thermometer as it's resting, people think that after 10 minutes that chicken is now cold. But the thermometer probed into the center actually completely defies that. For the first 7, 8, up to 10 minutes, the actual internal temperature continues to rise.
Yeah, it keeps cooking, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The concept of carryover cooking, it keeps cooking.
I hope you've been listening to the show with a notepad this morning, because there's lots of info still to come here. We're going to hang out some more with Andy through the course of the show. Right now, 8:17. Time for Toronto traffic. In for Captain Frank this morning. Here's Rob Upward.
Thank you very much. And a couple of new problems on the majors westbound 4